Etra-chan saw it. I'm Hiragi. I'm a salaryman working for a local company. I wonder what it is. An invitation for an alumni reunion. Good times. I wonder if everyone's doing well. I haven't seen Tokusa for a while, and I didn't get to see Kuroki when he came to Tokyo the other day. Hiragi! Akamatsu. Is he coming too? Me and Akamatsu, we were really close in junior high, to the point where we called each other best friends. Akamatsu, did you read Etra Man this week? Yeah! Etra Man was so funny! I know! We did everything together, and got along really well. But in the last year of junior high, it was around the time when we were deciding what to do with our lives. Speaking of which, where did you decide to go to high school? Oh, actually, I'm thinking of going to a technical school instead of high school. Really? Why? I want to do a job related to computers in the future. But I also want to be able to start working as soon as possible and make my parents' lives easier. And thinking about it, I think I'll go to a technical school. Huh? I think you're doing a great job, but you don't need to worry so much about your parents' situation. What? I mean, come on. All parents are like that. Always telling their kids that they don't have money. You don't need to worry about scummy parents like that, do you? Well, Akamatsu seems like he's being rebellious lately. So maybe it wasn't a good idea to bring up the subject of parents. But that's my dream. Oh well. You can just go wherever you want. Is he angry? And from that day on, Akamatsu started looking down on me somehow. Hey Hiragi! I've decided on my future course too. I'm going to Etra Public High School. What? Really? That school's famous for only accepting rich kids! I told my parents off. Not to ruin my future for being cheap. Well, it's not a path a guy like you, who acts good in front of their parents, can choose.
You don't look so good. Did something happen?
No, it's nothing. I can't tell Akamatsu about our situation. 2 years ago, my father, who was a drunkard, disappeared somewhere. Since then, I've been raised by my mother. I've only told my teacher about this. If I told Akamatsu, he'd only worry about me. I really want to start working as soon as I graduate and support the family, but my mother wouldn't let me do that.
Are your exam studies going well?
Yeah, but are you sure? Going to high school...
Of course, you have to work hard to achieve your dreams. But because Dad had debt, I really wanted to send you to university. I'm sorry, Hiragi.
No, it's okay.
Well then, I'm going to work now. Make sure you close up properly.
Yeah. Even though she works during the day, seeing my mother working so hard like this, I can't be selfish. It's not that I'm a cord. I want to protect my mother. And becoming an engineer is actually my dream. I have to work hard to make my dream come true, and to make my mother's life easier. After that, I became distant from Akamatsu, and I started hanging out with Kuroki. It's already been 10 years. I'm already 27 years old. Even though I live in my hometown, I live in a dorm. I don't know what my old classmates from junior high school are doing now, except my friends. I'm sure if I meet Akamatsu again, we'll be able to clear the air. We're both grown-ups now. Thinking I'd like to find out what my friends have been up to lately, I marked the attendance card for the class reunion. And on the day of the reunion, the venue's pretty fancy. I'm glad I came in a suit.
Hey, Hiragi! It's been a while.
Tokusa! Kuroki!
You should get in touch more often.
Sorry. How are you, Kuroki? Oh, well... I don't get to go home. But I'm healthy.
You're still busy, huh?
Don't overdo it.
Speaking of which, I saw Yuri over there. She's trying to get married.
I met Karin earlier. I heard she got married last year and had a baby. Our classmates are already getting married and becoming parents. That's amazing. I'm still a long way from that.
Then why don't you go and talk to Yuri? In junior high...
Don't bring back memories like that! Oh, Hiragi? Akamatsu! You were here too? Yeah, it's been about 10 years since I've been back here, so I thought I'd show up. Back here? So you left hometown? I'm in Tokyo now. Even so, you guys haven't changed at all, have you? In a bad way, too. Ugh. Seriously, there's a provincial air about you. Guys who never left their hometown have such a small view of the world. Ugh.
No, Kuroki's in Tokyo. That's right.
I bet it's outside the city center. I work in the city center. Well, I don't care about the details. Right, Hiragi? Ugh. You're still in your hometown, right? Yeah, I am. If you went on to university without going to technical school, you could have become an elite. That's right, like me. I'm a super elite worker in the financial sector, with 100 people under my command. My annual income easily exceeds 10 million yen. I live in a high-rise apartment, and I've got a foreign car. Huh. That's great. I was right to give up on you back then. Trying to get late-blooming countryside women, getting excited about all that stuff? So lame. Leaving me aside, can you please stop saying bad things about the two of them and Yuri? Well, from my perspective, I'm playing with women who look like actresses every night. So all the women around here are country bumpkins. But I thought I'd come and see how much they've grown up. But in the end, the countryside's still the countryside. It's a shame. Hiragi, you were talking about your parents back then. But are you satisfied with that now? Aren't you regretting your life using your parents as an excuse? Your failure of a parent who ruined their son's future? Akamatsu, I was looking forward to seeing you, but I'm disappointed in you. Talk all you want. We won't be seeing each other again. Akamatsu's vulgar laugh. It wasn't just me. Everyone who was still in the countryside. He laughed as if he was talking to people lower than him. And more than anything, making fun of my mother like that. I won't forgive him. He changed. I don't think I'll ever meet him again. But then, 3 years later, I think it was today, Akane from the accounts department is on pregnancy leave, and a new person is coming to replace her.
Yes, I heard that he was a man from a temporary staffing agency, and he's about the same age as Hiragi. Oh, it's him, the new accountant.
Akamatsu? Hiragi?
What? You know him, Chief Hiragi?
Chief? There are a lot of things I want to say, but work comes first. Please, listen to the job report from your colleague, Yuzuriha. So, how did you end up in a place like this? It's not my fault. The company I was working for went bankrupt due to the financial crisis. That's why you came back to the hometown. But you were an elite employee. So even if you weren't working as a temp, there must have been plenty of work for you as a regular employee. No, you see, the company I was working for was doing bad things, and I couldn't get a job. I see. Please don't fire me! As long as you work hard, it's not my place to do anything. Is that right? I'm glad to hear that. You've always been a good guy. Actually, when I was in junior high school, I wanted to go to the same high school as you. But when you said you were going to a technical school, I felt betrayed and just rebelled. I didn't really mean it. A reason like that, huh? I would have forgiven you for that before the class reunion. But now, I don't really care. I heard from my parents recently that you were going through a tough time back then. I'm sorry for saying something so callous. I was just going through a rebellious phase, and I was actually on good terms with my parents, but I was trying to act cool. And I'm sorry for making fun of you at the reunion, because I thought it was a shame that you were going after those countryside girls. I just thought you could aim higher. I don't know how serious this guy is. Please, you're the section chief now, right? As an old friend, make me a full-time employee here. Even though you made fun of me so much, you're changing your attitude like this? Is that all you have to say? Huh? We're both grown-ups. Rather than making excuses, it's only natural to show results. If you contribute to my department during the contract period, I'll consider your request. Thanks, Hiragi. Well, I know you can't do it though. So my classmate, who had made fun of me so much, ended up in the opposite position, and now worked as my subordinate. And I decided to take revenge on him.
Hey, Akamatsu! You made a mistake on the invoice again. The client called me and they were angry.
I'm sorry!
And the financial statements are wrong too. It's quicker if I do it myself.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry!
Hiragi, is the new temp okay?
Manager Katsura,
If it's causing a problem with work, we can shorten the contract period.
it's okay. He's trying his best. Hey, you'll make me a full-time employee, right? If you work hard. He'd cling on to the hope that wasn't there, getting scolded by the younger employees every day, and work desperately, bowing his head. Akamatsu wasn't the type who could study well. Even if I hadn't gone to technical school, we would have gone to different universities. Even though he went to Etra High, he seems to have enrolled in a department where anyone could get in if they paid the money, and judging from the reunion, I'm sure his old workplace was doing something dangerous that was just on the edge of the law. He could only work for a company like that in the first place. There's no way a guy like that could do honest work. As I watched him being so useless, I sipped on my coffee with grace. It looks like it's going to be busy again. This is my greatest revenge, and my small pleasure.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。まあ反抗期だからって理由なら何でも言っていいとはなりませんし、それで片付けられない発言ですけどね。いや、同窓会での発言は大人になってからなのでどうしようもないですけども、言った方は軽い気持ちで言ったのかもしれませんが、言われた側は覚えているものですからね。根に持ってしまうのも無理ないです。とはいえ、その復讐のせいで会社で働いている他の人たちに迷惑をかけてしまっていい理由にはなりませんがね。皆さんはどう感じましたか？コメント欄に書いていただけると嬉しいです。また少しでもスカッとした方、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。